just said, his focus is right.
John, you require
Might just give us another piece of magic here.
Yeah, you're right, Dave. I think a lot of people have backed that Phil will do a 9-darter here. He said he's played the back end of the Premier League. He played superbly. Taylor now on 110. Ferrell, he's got a chance to win this leg if Phil doesn't take this out. He'll probably go for the bullseye here because he likes double top. Ball for double top. Well, Ferrell's going to get 3 darts at 66. And he's got to take these things out. If he doesn't want to be thrashed here, these are the shots he's got to take out.
Double 8. Double 4 for a second leg for Ferrell.
62. Fairly required 55.
55. Phil Taylor almost certainly will go 15 for tops. And now 2 clean throws at that target. The marker is in the board. Just a bit of a blocker
35.
there.
Well, you don't see that very often. Taylor missing 2, but now Ferrell, double 1, aim at the top wire. Yeah, he did. Gets 2 on the board. I mean, in the early parts of any game with Phil Taylor, he does give you the odd chance, Dave, but it's whether you take it or not. If you take it, you can do well. If you don't, you are going to get yourself thrashed. And Johnny Ferrell's starting to make a bit of a fight of it.
I'm just wondering, Rod, if there is some encyclopedia researcher who's got a note to say the last time a player beat Phil Taylor checking out on double 1, it must have been a long time ago.
120.
As we see the doubles there, both on 40%. You take that every day of the week, but Phil Taylor, he's up over the 50%.
Yes, and it was that last leg he missed 2 darts at the double that affected his overall average. Ferrell beat a Scarborough Binman in the first round. You were saying he had some good form early days of BBC.
60.
Reached the last 8 of the World Championship back in '99, we recall. Hasn't been able to maintain that form. Taylor has just kept rolling. In fact, in the recent Premier League, as we just watched as he comes out here,
129.
some of his form in the Premier League this year, Rod, has been as good as anything he has produced, and that is quite a statement.
60. Fairly required.
Yeah, you're right, Dave. The back end of the Premier League, he was exceptional. He changed his darts. That's the incredible thing. I don't think anybody that I've known in the history of darts has changed his darts so much and then got back to blistering
96.
form.
His performance in Nottingham, I recall, had Robin Hood leaping out of the ground and joining in the applause. Simply outstanding.
82.
Well, Taylor now, double top for 5-2. He missed it before, 2 darts at it. 10s. 10s right at the end of your fingertips is double 10, and it certainly was from Taylor. If you stand at the hockey and point your finger, normally the right-handed person points straight at double 10.
Game on.
Inside knowledge of the former world #1, Rod Harrington. Fast becoming one of the more respected analysts in the sports broadcasting scene. Point your finger, it goes to double 10. And Taylor, as we look to try and just stack this one above it, and does it
100.
to perfection.
I think the turning point for Phil Taylor, Dave, when he was changing his darts, was when he lost to Peter Manley. And I remember being off stage, and he come off stage and he said that will never happen again, because you know what dear old Peter does, he likes to tell people, and he told Phil, and I think and that really spurred Phil on to get the darts sorted out, get his grip sorted out, and of course so Peter Manley's to blame for something else in darts to get Phil Taylor back to the top.
It has to be said that Taylor's darts put on a bit of weight, didn't they? 26 gram now. They were lighter than that before, and just that extra
40.
little bit of bulk has made the difference to his throw. Certainly made the difference to his finishing. That's where he was falling down early in the Premier League, but he picked that up and made himself virtually invincible for a week on end.
Well, certainly at 26 grams, anybody coming in the game that asks for my advice, I was actually telling Dave that that's a bit heavy. But Phil Taylor is the exception to the norm, that's for sure.
57.
By comparison, John Ferrell starts at 18 grams. A little on the lightest side. There's somebody playing, I forget who it is now, who's throwing a 14 gram in this tournament, which is a little more than a darning needle. Just think that took the most wicked of deflections away from his third 180 of this match.
94. Fairly require 131.
Well, 131. He'll feel that Johnny Ferrell won't take out the 170, but he treble 13 for double 16. He'll just clean this up. Probably knows he's going to come back with 3 more darts at double top. But now what a shot this will be. It's already happened once in this tournament.
50.
Double top then for Philip Taylor for 6-2. The target is red. The dart is accurate.
Phil Taylor.
And you can see the determination in Phil Taylor's face. There it is. You know, God, you can see the grit and determination in his face there, Dave, can't you? I think he would fight Ricky Hatton on that stage, you know, with that adrenaline going.
Well, of course, Ricky Hatton is a dear chum and supporter of Phil Taylor. I imagine that Ricky will probably be watching this evening.
96.
I see that Roland Shelton is 8-3 down to Mark Walsh. Another player that was playing so well and has just lost his way.
Yes, of course, Mark Walsh, a former runner-up. We've had some unusual runners-up in this championship, which is the charm of the format. Mark Walsh was a runner-up. Barry Bates has been a runner-up. Van der Voort, although he's no mug, we just saw him earlier beating Colin Lloyd. He was a runner-up, but unexpected. And Shane Burgess, dear old Shane, of course, in the early days of this tournament, he got to the final. So this is the charm of this particular format, this discipline, that a lesser-known player can go the whole distance.
Well, it's a great tournament all round, Dave. You know, with this FA Cup open draw, you know, the players who gets great draws love it. When you get a bad draw, you don't like it. But in what other professional sport can you drive a train and then get up there on one of the main stages in professional darts and earn some money?
96.
Doesn't happen in many other sports.
Yeah, we've got a lawman coming up, Chris Thompson, later on this evening. Obviously hoping to lay down the law in darts as well.